So good morning, students. As yesterday we were doing the poem "The Ball" by John Barrymore. So in continuation to that poem, so what we have read about in this poem, we have read about the sense of loss through the example of a boy who has lost a ball and the ball has gone into the water. The poet is going to deliver us the message that one should bear the loss. One should bear the loss. It means that we all face different kind of losses in our life. It is not, you can say loss is not symbolic of loss of life, but it is symbolic of losses of all type of losses that we face in our life. It means that in our life we have different kind of losses, we face different kind of losses, and through the example of Paul, it is also referring to that loss of the childhood. So if I talk about the different kind of literary devices that I have told you, poetic devices actually that I have told you yesterday, is first is anaphora. What is anaphora? As I told you yesterday, that anaphora is a poetic device when word, phrase, or group of words, they start the same line. It means when the same words, same phrase, or same group of words, they are going to be used in. They are going to start the next line. For example, here in the first line, what is the boy now, and what is he to do? So what is the boy, and again what is he to do now? So here again, see here what is used, single word is used to start a line. Here two consecutive lines, they are being started with the use of the word what. Okay, so what is this? This is an example of anaphora. And next, again in the next line, see, merrily bouncing down the street and merrily over there. So what it is? Again, merrily, same word is being used to start two different lines. So this is again an example of what? This is again an example of anaphora. So now we have done till here that the boy has lost the ball. It has gone into the nearby harbor. So what harbor was mentioning yesterday? Harbor was symbolic of what? Harbor was symbolic of, it was symbolic of vastness of life. That life is too vast. It is too expandable. That in life we have different kind of losses. We face different kind of situations in which we lose one or the other thing. But the action, the poet wants to deliver us the message. He wants to make us sensible to this point that we should not feel, you can say, broken down if any loss it has happened in our life. We have to stand up against, we have to stand up against those losses, and it is just because of these losses. So what is there, that it is because of these losses that we have to bear those losses. It is not like that that one should, if something has been lost, that one should feel broken down. No, one should accept those losses, because these losses, they are the part and parcel of our life. We should accept these losses with pleasure, with hopefulness, and should come up from those sad conditions. So this is being explained here. Next, afterwards, I left the poem at the point that money is external. This is quite important concept in context to that poem, that how money is external, right? How money is external? Money is external. How money is external? Because money, with money you cannot buy everything. Money is, with money you can buy some of the things, you can buy worldly pleasures, but some things which have been lost, they can never be brought back with the help of money. If you spend money, then it is not like that you will get everything back. For example, the poet has given the example that to give a dime means it is US cents. Okay, to give a dime to the boy is useless. The poet is saying that it is useless. It is of no use to give money to the boy. Why? Because first of all, the first thing is the that is childhood. The ball is actually symbolic of childhood. So it means that if childhood is lost, can money buy it back? No, money cannot buy that childhood back. So there is no use of giving money. Money is external. With money, we can buy worldly pleasures, but with money, we cannot buy everything that is, you can say, that is inner satisfaction that is required for the gratification of our, you can say, senses, right? So this is the reason that why money is external. So before I continue further, let me share with you the page of the poem so that you can see side by side. And now it is going to be displayed on your screens. You can very well see it. Yes. So continuing further, he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions, and people will take balls and balls will be lost always. So again, I'm referring to the previous idea. He senses first responsibility. First responsibility, what it means? It means that if a thing is lost, if some lost, it has been taken place, it has taken place in the life of a boy, he should accept that loss with responsibility. He should feel it as his responsibility that he should come out of that loss. It is the responsibility of the boy to stand again and to rise again that kind of loss that has happened in his life. And in the world of possession, it means what? It means that in our life we have different kind of possessions. Worldly possessions we have different kind of possessions. We have different kind of things that we possess. People will take balls and balls will be lost always. So here repetition is used again and again. Balls and balls. So what is this poetic device? This is repetition and balls. Here balls are, as I told you yesterday, that balls, they are personified. Balls, they are personified. How balls are personified? Because balls, the poet is referring to these balls as belongings, right? So what it means that balls will be lost always. In our life we will face different kind of losses. It is not like that we have one kind of loss, but we have what we have, we will have different kind of losses that we see in our life. Okay, so this is the reason balls will be lost always. What it means that there will be different kind of losses in our life that we face in one or the other form. Sometimes we lose some relationships, that is, you can say, that cannot be compensated at any cost. Okay, but still we have to rise against those losses. We stride forward, we move forward in order to continue our life, right? So it, and something, sometimes we lose our, you can say, worldly things. Okay, some things which are very close to our heart, okay, with whom we feel attached. When these things are lost, we feel very sad, right? So balls will be lost always. It means that in our life this loss is a part of our life. In life we will lose different kind of things, and no boys and no one buys a ball back. So this is the, you can say, this line, it is containing the complete message of the poem. And again I would like to highlight here that there is uh, repetition of the sound b, which is a, which is what, which is a consonant. Okay, and it is at the starting of the line of these two words. So this is the reason why it is called as alliteration. This is an example of alliteration. So the poet is saying no one buys a ball back. No one buys a ball back. What it means that if a ball is lost, it means that a person is not able to buy that ball back. No one buys a ball. If thing is lost, it means it is lost. But we have to stand against, we have to rise against these kind of losses. Life is of course precious. It should not be left in it should not be left, or it should not be put aside if we have faced any kind of loss. So loss, life, it has to be lived, and we have to bear these losses. So money is external. This is the point that I have highlighted here, that why money is external. Money is external. Sometimes the question is there, explain the meaning of this line that money is external. How money is external? Money is external because with money we cannot buy everything that has been lost. Some of the losses, they are too, you can say, deep, with which cannot be compensated, and we could not be able to purchase those things and get those things back by spending money. Money is of course powerful, but it is not as that powerful that with money we can buy everything. No, it is not like that, that we cannot buy everything with money. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Well behind. So here, in case of this line, it is mentioned here, see, behind his desperate eyes. So here in this line, which sound is predominant? It is E, which is a vowel sound. So this is what? This is an example of assonance. This is an example of assonance. So the poet is saying that he is learning well behind his desperate eyes. It means the poet is saying that he is learning. He is learning means with the passage of life, as he is passing the life, he is learning this fact. Well behind his desperate eyes, the eyes which were desperate to compensate that loss, the eyes which are so eager to get that ball back. He wanted to get it back, but he's learning what he's learning the you can say main, you can say he's learning the main thing that is of loss. He's learning about the epistemology of loss. See the next line, epistemology. So what is epistemology? Epistemology, first of all, epistemology, it is a Greek word from epistem, which means nature. What it means? It means nature. So the poet is saying he, with his desperate eyes means with those desperate eyes with which he wants to get the ball back. He is so anxious to get that ball back that he is learning the epistemology of loss. So what is epistemology of loss? Epistemology of loss, it means that he is learning the nature of loss. That loss once made, it is lost forever. Sometimes these losses cannot be retrieved back. We cannot get back these losses. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. He said that the poet is saying that the boy should learn the epistemology of loss. The boy should learn the nature of loss. What kind of nature? That how to stand up against that loss. How to stand up? It means he should learn to bear that loss. It means that he should understand that loss is of course a part of life, and one should rise against those losses. If loss it has taken place in our life, he has lost the ball or he has lost his childhood. Ball is actually symbolic of childhood here. If he has lost that childhood, he must compensate for that loss, because this loss, it cannot be retrieved back. If he is, you can say, if he is feeling sorry for the loss of his childhood, the poet is saying he should understand. And not only this, boy should understand, knowing what every man what every man must one day know. It knowing means that one day every man will come to know that this loss is a part of our life, and most know many days how to stand up. And with these losses, slowly and gradually, the person will come to know that how these losses, they are actually happening not in one's life but in everybody's life. So the poet is saying, it teaches us, the poet is actually teaching us to accept and let go. Okay, we should accept the loss and let it go if it has taken place, and let it go that loss, and never cling on to something that you never have. Never cling, never, you can say, face so attached with that loss you feel that my life has stopped, or my life has come to an end. No, these losses are part of life. We have to accept those changes. Okay, even the boy should accept that change with tolerance and with pleasure. And everyone has to lose one thing or the other in life. And in this world, they have to survive, they have to fulfill their obligations, they have to fulfill their duties, and ultimately, gains and losses, they are the part and parcel of our life. This is what this poem is explaining. So I hope that the poem is clear to you. The message is, I'm giving you again and again the message with what the poem is delivering us, that is of hopefulness. One should be hopeful. If loss has taken place, if loss has been made in our life, that doesn't mean that our life it has come to a standstill. No, this doesn't mean. It means that we should stand up against that loss. We should bear that loss, and ultimately we should stand up again with encouragement. With encouragement, we will come out of that kind of depression, with that kind of loss. And ultimately, it is only because of hopefulness that we will come out of that loss. This message is being delivered by the poet. So, if I talk about the theme of the poem, again, I have discussed it in the starting, and now I am again taking up this point that what is the theme? What is the theme? Theme, it means that the poet, through this sense of loss, he's delivering us the message to have hopefulness, that one should stand against that loss, and one should never feel sad and dejected after that loss. The poet is telling us to learn a lesson of hopefulness. So what it means? It means that poet is taking up the theme that life is actually precious. It's not actually, this is the reality of life, that life is so precious and it should not be wasted at all. It should be lived by enjoying every moment of it, and life, it should be lived purposefully. Without any purpose, it should not be lived, and fruitfully, it should be lived up. And one should stand up and come out of any kind of depression that one person is feeling. Okay, so ultimately, we have come to that point that how the poet is explaining this poem. It means the ball, which is symbolic of what? The ball is symbolic of what? The ball is symbolic of loss of childhood. So actually the poet is saying that the ball is lost. It means that if childhood is lost, it doesn't mean that life has come to an end. No, not at all. Life, it has to be lived purposefully. It has to be lived fruitfully. One has to stand against all type of losses. And I'm again highlighting this point that money is external. Okay, so sometimes epistemology of loss is also asked. What is epistemology? It means that one should understand the nature of loss. Nature of loss means that life, it is another name of losses. We have different kind of losses. It can be of worldly things, it can be of relations, but this doesn't mean that we should put a full stop to our life. No, not at all. But what is the thing? That we should stand up, we should learn this lesson from life, that life, it has to be lived purposefully as well as it has to be lived fruitfully. And this lesson, it is not to be learned by the poet also, the boy who is in the poem, who has lost his ball. No, but actually what? It should be learned by every man in this world, that what is the meaning of actual life is. Gains and losses, they are the part and parcel of our life, right? So with this, the poem is concluded, and I hope that everything is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can raise up your hand so that I can unmute you and ask you the questions. Otherwise, I'm proceeding to the discussion of the questions on page number 47. Literary devices I have also explained side by side. Anaphora mainly is used here in the poem, right? So coming up to the question answers, you can very well see it on the screen. Yes, thinking about the poem. So if I again recapitulate all the literary devices which are being used here in this poem, first line, anaphora. 1 minute. Raghav Sadana wants to ask me something. Yes, Raghav, you are unmuted.
मैम बस यही कहना था कि एक बार लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस करा दो दोबारा.
Yes.
मैम लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस का ही कहना था.
This I'm recapitulating. Okay, literary poetic devices. So in the very first line, what is the boy? What is the boy now, and what is he to do now? Because the same word what is starting both these lines, first line and the second line. So this is an example of anaphora. So what is this? An example of anaphora. So as I told you again, I'm telling you, this is I think fourth time I'm telling you the definition of anaphora in this poem, that what is anaphora. Anaphora is the literary device when the same word, same phrase or a sentence, short sentence, it is starting consecutive lines. It is used at the starting of consecutive, then it is called as, and when what it is called as, this is called as anaphora. Next, in the next line also, merrily bouncing, merrily over. This is again an example of anaphora. And balls, lost forever. Here repetition is used. Moreover, the balls are personified as belongings. What it is used as? It is used as belongings, right? And yesterday, as Bhavna has told, trembling, it is rigid and trembling, which can be used as an oxymoron. What is oxymoron? Oxymoron is a literary device. It is a poetic device in which two contradictory ideas they have been presented. So if one is rigid, how can one be trembling? The point is clear here. Contradictory ideas are being presented by two different words. Then it is ball back. This is what? This is alliteration. And behind his desperate eyes, behind his desperate eyes. See here, predominance of the sound E, which is a vowel. So this is what? This is an example of assonance, right? Coming up to the question answers. So the first is, why does the poet say, I would not intrude on him? Why doesn't he offer him money to buy another ball? Why the poet is saying? The poet is saying that he should not intrude on him. He should not intrude on him means that is the boy. Why he should not intrude on him? He should not intrude on him so that he could stand against that loss. He should learn that loss, or he should learn that if ball is lost, it cannot be retrieved back. And these gains and losses, they are the part and parcel of our life. The poet wants to make the boy understand, and he must stand up and try to console himself only, okay, over this kind of loss on his own. So the poet is saying that he should stand up, okay, he should learn how to stand up and how to bear the loss that has taken place in his life, and it is only because of self-understanding. By self-understanding only, the boy should learn the loss that has taken place in his life. Next question is, staring down all his young days into the harbor. Harbor is here symbolic of vastness of life, where his ball went. Do you think the boy has had the ball for a long time? No. How the boy can have a ball for a long time? Because ball is symbolic of what? It is symbolic of loss of childhood. Okay, so childhood is not, you can say, it is not a phenomena of life which is long lasting. It is a short term, okay, phenomena. So ultimately it is not that for a long time he has not kept that ball for a long time, because he was playing with that ball and ultimately it has gone into the harbor. It has gone into the harbor means what harbor is symbolic of? It means vastness of life, that his childhood, it has been lost in the vastness of his life. Do you think the boy has had the ball for a long time? No. Is it linked to the memories of days when he played with it? Yes, of course. As I told you that it is symbolic of what? It is symbolic of childhood. Next, what does in the world of possession mean? In the world of possession, what it means? In the world of possession means that world of belongings. That in life we have different kind of belongings, and ultimately what is happening? What is happening that we have different kind of belongings, we have different kind of possessions in this world, and ultimately we should learn that losses are the part and parcel of our life. Do you think that the next question is, do you think the boy has lost anything earlier? Pick out the words that suggest the answer. Do you think the boy has lost a thing earlier? No, it is for the first time. Okay, it is for the first time that he has lost, because here the line it explains he senses first responsibility in the world of possessions. It means it is for the first time that he has lost his childhood, and he was feeling very sad at the happening of this loss. And ultimately the poet wants that the boy should understand his responsibility. He should understand that loss, and he should take it as responsibility, that how this loss has happened and how it can be consoled on his own. What does the poet say the boy is learning from the loss of the ball? So what he is learning from the loss of life, again and again the same thing that I'm explaining, that he should learn that life, it is another name of loss. And if there are different kind of losses in our life, this does not mean that life, it has come to a standstill. We should learn different kind of losses. We should learn that these losses are part of our life, and one should learn how to console oneself and come out of these kind of losses, right? So the last question is, have you ever lost something you liked very much? Write a paragraph describing how you felt then, and saying whether how you get over your loss. So this is completely based upon your understanding, your personal experience, your creativity, whatever you want to write down. If you have faced any kind of loss, you can write a very short paragraph on it, and how you have coped up, how you made yourself understand how to overcome that loss, you will also have to explain in this answer. With this, the poem is complete. Okay, and now I'm going to take the attendance. I hope that everything is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.